Daily Laws के नाम से एक किताब है. I think he also had he's author of 48 Laws of Power as well. So Daily Laws में it's just one page, one thought, one idea, and like that's it, right? So not too demanding. So generally what I do is like when I'm starting my day, I just read that, and then after that I try to take notes ke whatever I've read, how it applies in my life and what's the takeaway for me.
Yeah.
So I think you're right कि it is very important to just slow down a bit, और खास तौर पे the content that we consume, it just is getting us addicted to quick things. फौरन
exactly. In depth नहीं जाते ना, बस ऊपरी उसी के ऊपर डिस्कशन होती है. अगर किसी से डिस्कशन करने बैठे हैं 5 मिनट से ज़्यादा नहीं कर सकते. You'll both then jump to another topic because you don't have enough information.
I think maybe the generation that we have sort of like evolved in that long form content to now
devolving into short form. Bilkul.
But I think like the kids these days, especially Gen Z, Gen Alpha, they haven't seen that. They haven't experienced it. So I think it is going to affect them a lot. I see some of the signs when I see my nieces and my nephews. So what are your opinions on that?
My opinion is the same as we were just, talking about how, like, I see it with my kids and I feel it's unfortunate. They don't understand what it means to really immerse yourself in an experience, whether it's reading or it's something active like sports or everything. We could sit and play Ludo for hours. We would play carom board. We would do solitaire. I remember being very young and learning it from my father and playing it. Now, how my father learned it, I'm not going to go into those details. I don't know. But kids these days, they get bored so easily. So if there is something to do, it has to be a video game. Things changing quickly. Bright colors, fast movements, fast changing scenes and actions and storylines. They don't really, get time to get bored and get creative and find out what they like doing when they are by themselves. They don't know how to enjoy their own company. I can sit with myself for hours and talk to myself for hours and, just start doing things, random stuff that I've picked up over the years and entertain myself. I can go alone to the mountains. I do that. I do solo travel. So I'll go to Hunza and just, turn off my phone for a whole week while I'm there and not miss it at all. But kids these days, they don't know. We used to get creative. Like I remember playing with clay. We used to have a privileged life and we had house staff living in our home, like in the servant quarters. And those kids, I would play entire afternoons with them, just making, stuff out of clay, writing on a takhti and board. That was so fascinating to us. But nowadays, that depth of understanding is missing. Like, first of all, understanding yourself. Who am I? What do I like? What entertains me? What irks me? What makes me happy? I think that knowledge is really missing. And then also having that in-depth knowledge about things. Like back then, if you asked me about Gone with the Wind, for example, the book, I could really tell you what that book was about. Or you asked me about a movie, I was only concentrating on the movie. I didn't have a device in my hands that I was playing on at the same time as I was consuming what was on the television. So, I really feel that's missing.
Yeah. And I think like sometimes it is luxurious to get bored as well.
Yeah.
Aajkal ke time mein, because I think like once you're sitting on your own, you're bored, that is also the time when the creativity sort of like kicks in.
Yeah, I think it's so important to get bored. It's so important because that's when you really, as I said, really discover yourself and what you like to do. And unfortunately, kids these days don't have that idea. They get bored and they think it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing to be bored because now you're going to do something that's creative. Like when I got laid off from work and I was sitting at home and I didn't have much to do, I started learning how to work online. And I could do it because I didn't have 10 other things distracting me. This is, I think, pre-Facebook time.
Yeah.
Or was there Facebook? I don't remember. But there was definitely a lot of platforms that weren't there to distract me, or Instagram or all of that. So I could really immerse myself and learn a new skill. Nowadays, kids, how do they learn? So my child doing her O-levels did not sit and read from a book. She would play a YouTube channel where some teacher is talking nonstop for hours and learning from that, like, how do you concentrate on a book, on a static piece of paper? And, so that's missing. And I think it's sad.
Yeah, everything has to be dynamic, and there needs to be,
Yeah.
something to keep the audience alive.
Yeah. So gamification for everything.
Yeah.
You want everything gamified so people would be interested in it. But everything can't be taught through games. Some parts of it, yes. Other things, you have to use your own cognitive abilities and your own mind and your own, thoughts and your own smartness and intelligence to figure them out. Not everything is going to present itself on a plate to you.